Welcome back to Rust Rune Aett. Aett means family or clan. So if this is your first time here, welcome to the family. Runes also have families or clans, so we will be going through that later in the spread. Because the new moon is coming on the 18th, I'm recording this on the 17th. I think it's apt time that we look at some things of what we might be working on, and that you can send it out. My other container was really noisy, so we're going to try this one. We're going to do a master rune spread. So the first rune will be from the distant past. And we have the rune Manus, which is man. This is the 20th rune. So we are looking at our influence, maybe idealism, our autonomy. We are thinking with our mind to help the community. That was our distant past. Let's look at our recent past. What's going on? In our recent past, one rune please. We have Deus, which is 23. This is the rune that kind of looks like a butterfly. This is day, meaning we are released into a new cycle. We see the light. It might mean good fortune. Okay. Let's look at the present. What is going on in the present, please? Ooh, we have Thor's hammer. This is Thor's. This is all about breaking out of stagnation, okay? You need to use some strategy and some calculations, okay? Break out what no longer serves you, which is great because a new moon actually asks us to do that. So, perfect. Let's look at the near future. We have the rune Algis, which is the 15th rune. This is like the elk antlers, or I think of it like a person praying. So this is the protective rune. This is all about the antenna, reaching out to source, getting clarity, getting help, being shielded. Okay, so you're being protected. Use prayer. Okay. Let's look at the farther out future. What do the elders or ancestors want you to know, please? Okay. They are giving you the rune Nafis, which is number 10. This is all about looking at what's necessary. Okay, searching out the essential. This is fire. Maybe it's a difficult lesson you'll have to work through. Maybe it's just being solitude and just thinking about things and getting yourself on track, which really kind of works with the prayer rune as well, if we think about it in that way. Okay, let us look at the overall theme of this message. What's the overall theme, elders, ancestors? That's 2. We're looking for just 1, please. We have Jera. This is the harvest rune. This is the wheel of fortune, okay? We are recovering. We're getting completion of a cycle, which is fantastic because in February, we start a new realm, okay? It's our year number 1. Starts again in February. And this is the iron, or the fire horse in the zodiac sign, which is my birth year animal. And so it only comes around every 60 years. So this is really cool that this is coming out now in January. So that gives you about a month to complete a cycle. So if something's not working for you and you need to break out of things, get out of that stagnation, now's the time to do it. Let's look at any blockages that might be affecting us at this time. Elders, ancestors, any blockages? What do we need to know? One rune only, please. We have Perthrow. This is fate, destiny. This is all about luck and fertility, diplomacy. Okay, so the blockage might be we're not listening to our intuition. This is part of that rune. Let's look at what the guides, the helpers are saying. What are the ancestors, the elders, what are they saying? What's their advice, please? Looking for one rune. They are saying Iwas. This is the yew tree. This is Phoenix, letting go, finding new ways to do things, really listening to your clairvoyance and your intuition, which just relates back to Perthrow in the blockages. So they're double confirming this for us. We really need to work on our intuition. Okay, so what was the past theme that we are exiting out of? We are exiting out of Wanju, which is the 8th rune, the final rune on the physical plane or family clan. So we are exiting out of joy, happiness, satisfaction. And, don't be freaked out by that, because that just means we're starting a new cycle, right? We've hit the 8th mark, now we're on to something else. What's the future theme, please? Future theme? Future theme is the first rune on the physical Aett, which is Fehu. This is all about money, think cattle back in the old days, trust, gain, offspring. Okay. That's the theme for the future. Okay. Very good messages and divine timing based on the moon, if you're into the astrology piece of it. Of course, our ancestors had to be. They not only had the runes, but they needed to watch the weather, because it could take them out in any moment of time. They really had to watch the skies. Okay, so we had the messages. Now let's look at the Aetts, or the family clans for them. Okay, so let's go back to the past. We had received our satisfaction on the physical Aett. We were thinking with our mind about the community and looking at new cycles. And we needed to be sure we were listening to our intuition. Our present concern is Thor's hammer breaking out of stagnation. This is the work during this month so that we can reap the harvest coming for us in the very near future. So it's all a process that we need to complete in order to be successful. Okay, what is in the future? Well, we'll have a lot of wealth and prosperity in our future if we can do these things. Again, we need to sink into some prayer with Source and know that we're protected and we're guided, and we need to seek prayer and consultation to figure out what's necessary. Because not all things in our life are viable or good, and sometimes we need to just throw it out and start over because they're not in our best. They're good enough, but they're not in our best interest, if that makes sense. And then this was Iwas, which is telling us to let go of things, find new ways, new solutions. Okay. And that would be right here. Okay. So we have the physical family of runes. There are 3 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the emotional and mental family clan or Aett. And then we have 2 in the spiritual Aett family. Okay, so I look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have runes in every position, but we don't have a divine message on the vertical plane, like all 1s or all 8s. So there's no message there. But what we do have a message in is in the emotional and mental family clan, the Aett. And so when there's at least 3 or more in a row, then that is of significance. So let's look at that. In order to reap the harvest in your Wheel of Fortune, you need to let go of old ways or patterns that are not working for you. You need to follow your intuition for divine genius. It's fated, it's destiny for you. And you're able to achieve that through prayer and connection with Source. They will shield you, they will guide you through things, but you have to connect to the Source in order to be able to reap that harvest. Okay? Now let us look at the Aett. Now the Aett is the Scandinavian word for family or clan. So looks similar in language, they just don't have the A in front of it, it's just ETTS. So if I was using my Danish heritage, the Viking era, with the rune set of the younger, which is only 16 runes, then I would need to take off the runes that no longer apply into that series. So they do not have the rune Waju. They do not have Perthro with it talking about fate, destiny. They do not have the protective rune Algis, connecting to Source. And they do not have Dagus, the butterfly rune, which is the new cycle. Okay, when you take that out of the equation, there really isn't a run of a message here. So it's more of a general message. So take what you need to make it work for you. So this is the wealth rune. And so we're looking at being able to trust ourselves and look at the gain and the offspring in order to have assets. Sometimes we need to use calculated maneuvers as strategy in order to keep that wealth, so we don't get tied up in fraud and lose our money or our assets. We really need to look at what's necessary to be able to afford the things and take care of our family. When we can break out of the stagnation, use calculated maneuvers, and really look at what's necessary, we will reap the harvest. And we will further let go of ways that no longer work for us. We need to use our intuition to do that in order to protect the community, use our influence. So we need to think with our mind and be able to hook into the Source on the spiritual realm. So, thanks for coming to Rest Rune Aett tonight, and continue to work on your new moon projections. What do you want to get rid of? What do you want to work towards? Again, in February, we're going to have a significant turn. This is the number 1 year series. If you are into numerology, we start our years all over again in number 1. This is also the year of the fire horse. So if you happen to be born in that zodiac sign of the horse, this is the fire horse. So the fire horse only shows up every 60 years. So if you were born in that, then this is your realm. This is your time to really soar and shine. Use that independence, use your leadership, and really make strides this year. You've got this. You can do it. Until next time, talk to y'all later. Bye.